that the operations were based on verified information and warned that any officer found engaging in election malpractice will face stern disciplinary action.
The Commission still has the mechanisms to take action against any reported electoral malpractice. The Elections Code of Conduct Enforcement Committee is in place and it will remain active until we complete the elections and until the candidates who win successfully are sworn in.
On the violence witnessed in Kasipul on November 6th, police say they are yet to apprehend the suspects behind the chaos, but investigations are ongoing. Meanwhile, IEBC chairperson Erastus Ethekon, who attended a security briefing before inspecting the Commission's preparedness in the constituency, reiterated that the IEBC will not hesitate to take action against anyone found violating election laws.
As a new Commission, because we have zero tolerance on any election malpractice, including violence, because our Constitution decrees that elections must be free from harassment, violence, intimidation, and of course malpractices such as bribery.
The electoral body chairman added that the Commission is open to addressing any complaints raised by parties involved in the exercise and assured that the by-election will be conducted in a free, fair and credible manner. Gatete Njoroge, Citizen TV, Kasipul.
A section of the UDA leadership has accused the united opposition, led by former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, of planning to create chaos in tomorrow's Mbeere North by-election, while also blaming the government for the unrest. Security has since been beefed up across Embu County, with police mounting roadblocks on all major routes into and out of the area. As you'll hear now from our political affairs reporter Emmanuel To, the IEBC has completed the dispatch of all election material ahead of tomorrow's polls.
In a quick rejoinder following the flurry of accusations from the United Opposition Brigade, the leaders led by UDA chairperson and Embu Governor Cecily Mbarire have launched a strong pushback, accusing the opposition of crying wolf while allegedly planning to incite violence in tomorrow's Mbeere North by-election.
They are focusing on areas where they think they are weak. We know they have a specific plan for Chicago, Social Hall. We know they have a specific plan for Kerie. You cannot use force or intimidation for people to vote for you. If persuasion didn't work, even intimidation and violence will not work.
We have a case which underwent a knee surgery at Embu Level 5 Hospital. And this harm was caused by the goons sponsored by the opposition.
The leaders are calling on police officers to remain vigilant and ensure that the by-election process is free from any violence. This as Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki also called for calm ahead of the polls, saying, quote, the government has put in place elaborate security arrangements to ensure that the by-elections are held without interference or breach of security, law and order.
First of all, we have shared the names and telephone numbers of all those goons who have come from outside Embu County.
This comes as police officers have ramped up security across Embu County, setting up roadblocks on major routes, including the Nairobi-Embu Road, Embu-Meru Road, and other key roads in the Ishara area. The police checks have caused significant traffic congestion into Embu town as officers thoroughly inspect vehicles for suspected goons who might be ferried in from other counties. Inside the makeshift IEBC headquarters at Siakago Girls High School, a similar process was underway as over 300 police officers received their final marching orders, with the Embu County Police Commander assuring residents of a peaceful polling day on Thursday.
Wananchi wote wa Mbeere tunawahakikishia usalama. Watakuwa salama popote walipo, manyumbani zao, wakuje wapige kura. Usalama umeimarishwa kila mahali.
This comes as the IEBC completed the deployment of election officials to all 134 polling stations across the constituency.
Kituo huwa tuna askari wawili, maafisa wawili, na kama vile ambavyo utaona hapo nje tuna wakubwa wetu wa security ambao wametupanga.
Security preparedness seems to have overshadowed any other level of readiness for the polls in Mbeere North constituency tomorrow, with the police leaving no stone unturned to ensure the polls are free from violence and are delivered peacefully. Emmanuel Toh, Citizen TV, Embu County.
Preparations for the Magarini by-election are complete, with the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission saying they will deliver a free and fair by-election. IEBC Commissioner Alutalala Mukwana says the commission has made sure everything required is in order, with security enhanced in all areas ahead of Thursday's by-election. Francis Mtalaki Ayub, as I understand it, has more.
Yes, he joins us from Magarini in Kilifi County. Francis, good evening. Also in your company is the Commissioner Dr. Alutalala Mukwana. But what are you able to observe during the course of the day ahead of polling day tomorrow?
Well, many thanks, Ayub. What we've been able to observe today is that there's a lot of transparency, given that the accusations that were being made by the DCP party leader. Today, the IEBC conducted the exercise led by the IEBC Commissioner Alutalala Mukwana, who also assured voters and residents of Magarini in constituency in Kilifi County, saying that they will be able to conduct a free and fair by-election come tomorrow, and urging residents and voters to be specific, to turn out in large numbers in terms of the exercise that is anticipated tomorrow. And a total of 10 candidates are expected to square it out tomorrow, come Thursday from 6 a.m. According to the IEBC officials, all the ballot boxes and ballot materials have been dispatched to their respective polling stations. Early Wednesday morning, final preparations were in high gear at the Mapimo Technical Institute in Gongoni Ward, Magarini constituency, Kilifi County. Presiding officers and their deputies arrived as the process of issuing electoral materials began. The exercise, which included the issuance of polling booths and the opening of ballot paper packages in full view of all present, showed the images and names of candidates inside, with police officers, Magarini Returning Officer Joseph Mafondo and IEBC Commissioner Alutalala Mukwana supervising the exercise. What followed was the sorting of the ballot papers into 2 ballot boxes, the list arranged carefully according to the 6 wards and 193 polling stations in Magarini. The IEBC Commissioner Alutalala Mukwana assuring all of a free and fair by-election, and asking the 80,128 registered voters to turn out and elect their member of parliament.
Hata kule Adu, Marereni, kokote kule, Sabaki, haijalishi ni wapi, hawa maafisa wetu wametayarisha vilivyo. Magari yapo pale kwenye maegesho, mmeyaona, tayari kuhakikisha kwamba hivi vifaa vyote vinafika kwenye vituo kwa wakati unaofaa leo jioni, na kesho majaliwa tuanze kura.
Mukwana has indicated that they expect to announce the winner of the by-election by Friday morning, assuring Kenyans that the Commission is fully prepared for the 2027 general election, given that many view the by-elections as a major test for the newly appointed commissioners as the country heads toward 2027.
Kipya kinyemi bwana, na usiongeze japo kidonda, maana hakuna kidonda. Sisi tutafanya kwa wajibu wetu, tahakisha kwamba, na ijue kwamba kifagio kipya hufagia vema. Sasa sisi isiwe tu kwamba sisi tuko katika mtihani. Sisi tuko hapa, mawazo mapya, nguvu mpya.
Over 850 poll officials have been dispatched across 193 polling stations, with the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission urging voters to turn out in large numbers from 6 a.m. on Thursday. Francis Mtulaki, Citizen TV, Magarini, Kilifi County.
In Ugunja constituency, preparations have been finalized ahead of the parliamentary by-election on Thursday. IEBC Vice Chairperson Fahima Abdallah assessed the distribution of election material from the constituency tallying center, where security officers were also assigned to their specific duty stations. And Ayub, over to you.
Laura joins us from Ugunja in the county of Siaya. And evening to you, Laura. How easy has it been for the Commission with the distribution of the ballot materials?
Well, Ayub, from morning there have been consultations between the various presiding officers, their deputies, and the constituency returning officer, who was basically giving a brief, some sort of final touches, because their training began yesterday, and then all through to today, he was telling us that they were keen to ensure that everybody understands what is required of them, because as of tomorrow from 6 a.m., the doors will be opening for 60,114 registered voters to exercise their democratic right of electing their representative to the August House after Opio Wandai was appointed, and subsequently taking the energy docket. So it was some sort of a smooth process, because we saw these materials being distributed. The vice chairperson of the commission was also around, and she was saying that she is confident that the commission will be in a position to deliver a free, fair, credible and verifiable by-election, saying that this is some sort of litmus test that will be showing Kenyans that they can have faith in the commission. So earlier on, we spoke to the returning officer, the security officials, and even the IEBC top creme de la creme, and this is what they had to say regarding the preparations for tomorrow.
There are ways that we've devised. In 2022, we were not using the face, the picture, to identify, or rather to check the validity of a voter who has come. So this time round, we are doing that. When your fingerprints cannot detect, we go further and now look for your face within the machine. The only assurance I was giving you, I should give the voters, is that nobody who is not registered as a voter will be allowed to vote.
We have security in place, and therefore their only clarion call is let them go to the voting, leave the station, go back to their family and their farms. We shall be available across. But for those who are intending contrary, they will meet the full force of the law.
And then the other thing, as a commission, we are also stressing is that we are going to ensure we will do a lot of voter education. We have to tell the people after this by-election towards preparations of general election what it needs to be done and how people need to do. Once we understand, then I'm sure we are going to have a very peaceful general election and everyone will be happy.
Well, indeed, it's all systems go. A total of 67 polling centers across the 3 wards of Sigomre, Sidindi and Ugunja, which is the largest ward. And we will be bringing our viewers up to speed as regards the by-elections in Ugunja constituency here in Siaya County.
All right, let's begin to familiarize ourselves with those whose names will appear on the ballot tomorrow. We begin with Mbere North, and in that constituency we have a number of registered voters that totals 55,124. We have Leo Wamudhende Njeru of the United Democratic Alliance. We have Newton Kariuki Ndwiga of the Democratic Party of Kenya, Duncan Ireri Mbui of Chama cha Kazi, Daniel Ireri Ngari of the Kenya Moja Movement, Lawrence Mwaniki Ireri of Safina Party, and those are not the only candidates who are up for election. We have Albert Murimi Ngari of the National Vision Party. We have Ruben Murithi Njeru of the Alliance for Change Party, Simon Mora Waiharo of Umoja na Maendeleo Party, and Isaac Ngiri Muringi of the United Progressive Alliance. Ayub?
So the 9 will be subject to according of the mandate tomorrow in Mbere North. Emmanuel Toh is there for us. Emmanuel, good evening. And the roadblocks, quite interesting and very stark. What's been the reason as to why they have been erected?
Well, those roadblocks have been erected to ensure that no goons from outside this place come into Embu County. And we're talking about the roads leading into Embu County from Nairobi and the roads leaving Embu County to Meru and other parts of Mount Kenya region and the eastern region as well. And those roadblocks are still there. A few minutes after 7 p.m. when we checked them out, they had been there, and vehicles are being searched to ensure that nobody is coming in or no goons are being ferried into this area. And as you had already heard from the story that we had packaged, is that it is the night before the proverbial night of long knives when the decisions of that by-election is going to be made tomorrow by the residents of this county, the 55,000 of them. And we have 3 wards that are going to be up for grabs. We have Evurore ward, we have Muminji ward, and Dawa ward. And these are the areas where the contestants, the 9 of them, will be seeking to get the votes from. And of course, it is going to be a heated race that will have an implication and a direction for the Mount Kenya region to know who between these two, or rather the president and the opposition leaders, have the grip or the ear of the mountain. So that is what we have from here, and we'll be monitoring the situation tomorrow when the polls open at 6 a.m. Ayub.
And Emmanuel, ideally then, how complicated will it be in that regard to identify who is a goon and who isn't? And was there a justifiable reason as to why this move was specially made in Mbeere North?
Well, there's no way to know a goon. I don't know whether Ayub would have some details on how to identify one, but the IBC, or rather the police officers here, are just saying they want to look for people who are not familiar to the people around here. Probably from the rallies that we have covered before, we've seen these people coming in buses and some personal, or rather public service vehicles, but we have heard that there are some who are actually coming in through very high-end vehicles who may be coming to disrupt the peace tomorrow. But these are just claims, especially from the opposition side. And we have heard from the the former CS for Public Service, Justin Muturi, who says that, who actually held a press conference late this evening saying that indeed there's that plan, but these have been counter accusations between the government side and also the opposition, who also have candidates in this race. Ayub.
Thank you, Emmanuel, and many thanks for the assessment you have given us. Time for a break here on this special edition of JKL on election night tomorrow.
That's right. And on the other side of the break, I have more information. Yeah. On the other constituencies, the number of registered voters, as well as the candidates on the ballot.
Much more on our special coverage here on the broadcast, and later in the course of JKL, I will be talking to Dr. Alutalala Mukhwana, a commissioner with the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, on some of the allegations that were raised by the opposition, as well as the statement by Kipchumba Murkomen, the Interior CS, which was made in Kasipul, the county of Homa Bay. All that will be on and up here with Oliver and I after the break here on the broadcast. Stay tuned. It is just a break. Family says Senator Oburu Odinga is in good health and taking time off.
Ordinary Kenyans are winning big every day with Jipange na View Sasa. Over 3 million shillings already awarded. You can also be our lucky winner. Simply subscribe to View Sasa from as low as 50 bob through paybill number 724-177, account number, your telephone number. Watch your favorite shows and you could be our daily, weekly and even the grand prize winner of 2 million Kenya shillings.
Nikisema View, mnasema Sasa. View Sasa.
The more you subscribe and watch, the more your chances of winning. Simply subscribe to View Sasa through paybill number 724-177, account number, your telephone number. Jipange na View Sasa. Subscribe, watch and get rewarded.
Jipange na View Sasa.
Your wealth deserves world-class benefits. Use your Standard Chartered Visa cards to book Qatar Airways flights, Qatar holidays, or student club travel and enjoy collective offers of up to 32% on Qatar Airways. Now's your time for wealth.
Taki premium, nataka premium original.
Hata hii premium iko sawa.
Nataka premium original ya Kavagara. Mbona hata mimi anani confuse? Nilitaka premium original na ni ya Kavagara.
Shushu sichukue ingine kama si ya Kavagara.
Aha, hivyo ndivyo kinaumana ukikosa original premium.
Nilitaka premium original na ni ya Kavagara. Kama huna premium original nirudishie pesa yangu. Waumbirie wajue. Premium original ni hii ya Kavagara na ngano ndio hii.
Raha premium Kavagara kwa raha ya familia.
How I feel doesn't matter.
Believe me, I've never met a woman as amazing as you in my lifetime. Honestly.
Please don't kiss me like that again.
Why not?
Ndo sasa fomu ya kushinda milioni na shangwe 25. Ukitumia Safaricom unapata nafasi ya kuwa mshindi popote ulipo.
My skin is my identity, my strength. It's unique and deserves care made specially for me. Nivea Radiant and Beauty Even Glow, enriched with 95% pure vitamin C and pearl extract for visibly radiant and even-toned skin in just 2 weeks. Nivea Radiant and Beauty Even Glow. Skin is for celebrating my shade of beautiful. Nivea is for skin.
New Downy refill pouches, lasting longer than expensive perfumes. Cap, store, and no need to add water. Serve with a Downy refill.
Well, that's the holiday over.
When you fly Emirates, your holiday isn't over until your flight is over.
This festive season, experience two worlds of one journey. From the vibrant streets of Kuala Lumpur to the modern charm of Singapore. Because the best adventures connect culture, flavors and moments that live far beyond the holiday. From just $2,200 per person sharing, enjoy 4 nights in Kuala Lumpur and 3 nights in Singapore. A fusion of tradition, culture and wonder. Celebrate the season in color, culture and connection. View travel, moments that matter, memories that last.
FOMO? We say no more FOMO. Not when you have happy hour. Scroll, stream, post and play endlessly. It's your time for unlimited fun. Because when you have the happy hour bundle, you can do kila kitu. This is huge. At only 19 bob for 1 hour or 45 bob for 3 hours. All you have to do is download and use my Airtel app or simply dial *544#. Always be in the know. Buy the happy hour bundle today. Now bado tuna grow. Airtel.
Don't you just love a fun gathering?
Hi, Ruth.
Hi, Sarah.
The chance to reconnect with your people, your passions, and the stories that bring joy to your home. From epic sports to the hottest local series and the best kids entertainment, DSTV makes wherever you are the best plan for the holidays.
This festive season, get your DSTV decoder for only 850 Kenya shillings today.
Mimi
kama MC na tenda ninayoyasema. Nimekuwa kielelezo kwa mara nyingi. Ni sawa, hakuna shida. Awali, haya madoa sugu yangebaki kwenye nguo zangu na kusugua kutotoa nguo zangu rangi. Asante kwa Ariel Liquid mpya, ni nzuri.
Inaondoa madoa sugu na kung'arisha nguo, mwosho baada ya mwosho.
Asante, New Ariel Liquid.
New Ariel Liquid kwa mashine za kufulia, huondoa madoa sugu kwa mwosho mmoja.
Mimi nasema ugali ya Lea haikuwangi complicated. Ukienda kwa duka tu, ukienda kwa super tu, kwa afya bora ya jamii, ungapoa ni Lea tu.
Guys, hamwezeni wait?
Bei ya Lea Premium, si complicated. Kupika Lea Premium, si complicated. Unabai, unapika, unashiba. Lea Premium.
Lea Premium Flour, nurturing the world. Available in a store near you.
Tunasema kitunguu ndio ikue sawa, inahitaji levels between 6.5 to 7 ledge of the pH.
My only hope ni Asha.
Welcome Naivas Kikwetu to your home this year. Tunasherekea customers wetu Kikwetu kila siku.
Thank you for staying with us on JKLive, the three letters that follow each other on the keyboard. Let's take a look now at the candidates who are contesting the Baringo senatorial seat. And the number of registered voters in the county are 281,053. These are those on the ballot. We have Kiprono Chemitei Cheburet of UDA. We have Samuel Benone Letasio of the Kenya Moja Movement. We have Shadrach Kibet Kaplawat of the Alliance for Change Party, Steve David Kipruto, Republican Liberty Party, Chebon Kiprop Benjamin of the New Democrats, Daniel Kipchirchir Kurui of Umoja na Maendeleo Party. Ayub.
Elsewhere, preparations for the Baringo County Senate by-election have been finalized, setting the stage for voters to head to the polls on Thursday. By Wednesday evening, election officials had completed the distribution of ballot papers and other materials to all the polling stations across the county, ensuring everything is in place for tomorrow's exercise, as Marian Nyambura now tells us in the following report.
Security has been heightened ahead of Thursday's by-election in Baringo County, where voters will elect a new senator, following the passing of Senator William Cheptumo in February this year. The County Security Committee has reassured residents of their safety during the vote. Baringo County Commissioner Stephen Kutwa said there would be ample security, including in areas often perceived as insecure.
Tumeweza kudeploy officers wetu katika kila maeneo kuona kwamba mambo ya usalama imeweza kuimarishwa, na tunawaambia wananchi kwamba waweze kujitokeza kwa wingi ili waweze exercise their right ya kupiga kura. Hakuna hofu yoyote katika maeneo yoyote. 6 constituencies, 10 sub-counties, security iko imara.
Kutwa added that adequate security has been provided across the county, with no special arrangements for areas considered hotspots. In Tiati constituency, he urged residents to come out and vote.
Tumeweza kudeploy officers wawili katika kila kituo. Tuko na vituo 1029 na tumeweza kupata officers wa kuweza kuona kwamba wameweza kupeleka IBC officers katika ile maeneo apart from wale wanashika doria katika sehemu mbalimbali.
The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission has confirmed that all polling materials have reached their destination. Baringo Central IEBC Returning Officer Gilbert Serem says presiding officers and clerks are already stationed at their respective centers.
As we speak now, we are on top of things. We are ready. We are currently dispatching all our officers, the presiding officers, the deputy presiding to the various polling stations. And in Baringo Central, we have 142 polling stations.
6 candidates will be on the ballot, each hoping to secure the Senate seat. Miriam Nyambura, Citizen TV.
And the National Council of Churches of Kenya has called on the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission to preside over undisputable by-elections tomorrow, terming it a litmus test for the electoral body's preparedness in delivering credible general election in 2027. Speaking during the Council's Central Region Electoral and Governance Forum, which brought together clerics from the 6 counties, the men of God sought the Commission's assurances on safeguarding democracy in the country as thousands of voters trooped to polling centers across the different electoral units, representative of the next 19 months for the polls body.
Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, has not given Kenyans any assurance that they are capable of organizing free, fair and credible elections. This is their litmus test, because now they will have to prove to us that we can rely on them, that they are giving us the best, so that the trust can be retained. We have observers from NCCK and other areas, and so we are monitoring the IEBC.
We call upon Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission to take firm action against all politicians and political parties, whether in government or opposition, who are engaging in early campaigns. If you cannot control them when they campaign illegally, how can we trust you to stop them rigging election in 2027 or even tomorrow during by-election?
Now you'll find this story very interesting. An exclusive club of only 125 people in Kenya hold wealth that is more than 43 million other Kenyans combined. This is according to the first ever Status of Inequality in Kenya report published by Oxfam that shows that poverty levels in the country is rising. The report shows that 7 million people have descended into extreme poverty over the last decade alone. Equality proponents are now calling on the government and the political establishment to rethink the structure of the economy and prioritize measures that promote wealth distribution that protects low-income earners across the country. Brenda Wanga has that report.
It is a tale of two nations existing within one border. On one side, opulence and excess. On the other, a daily struggle for survival. A new report by Oxfam Kenya has quantified this disparity, and the numbers are staggering. The findings reveal that the wealth accumulated by just 125 super-rich individuals is equal to that owned by over 42.6 million Kenyans. It is a gap that is not shrinking, but widening at an alarming rate. Currently, Kenya, which according to President William Ruto aspires to transform into a first world status, is ranked 16th globally of countries whose citizens live in extreme poverty.
A nation of over 50 million people, but a bus full of people owns more wealth than most of them. Here's the thing, Kenya is getting wealthier, but its people are getting poorer. And that is not a natural disaster, it's a product of choices.
Problem with our economy is an economy of the few. And those are the people who have erased our nation, who have erased our economic space of our country. The unfortunate part of it is some of them are those in governance. And this is where we have problems.
The report highlights that this inequality is most painful in the provision of essential services. In healthcare, the divide is a matter of life and death. In education and employment, the story is the same, with a significant segment of the population already rigged out of quality education.
Capitation in our primary schools, because it's primary school that started in 2003 in terms of free basic education. It has been decimated to 18% currently, and especially given on the depreciation of purchasing power since then.
Kenya, you can be detained after being discharged as a human being, that you will not be let out of the hospital until you pay the bill. Even dead bodies are being detained, yet there's no property in a human person that you can detain as security.
The report also shows that the Kenyan job market remains volatile, with 85% of the workforce being informal, with glaring gaps in pay between the genders. For every 100 shillings a man earns, a woman makes 65 shillings. The report further shows that the likelihood of securing well-paying jobs is highly dependent on family background and solid connections. Women face barriers to entry into paid labor force due to the unpaid care workload and social norms.
With this report, this is a very powerful weapon. All I usually tell people is just hand me the bat. I will swing that bat. Because the statistics that we are seeing here are grim statistics.
Of this economy, but
stakeholders highlighted the costly effect of public debt that continues to take away 68% of tax revenues, which is higher than resources allocated to health and education combined. Oxfam is now asking the government and policymakers to initiate measures including tax reforms to lessen this gap, including a progressive tax regime that taxes the wealthy more to redistribute the resources. At the moment, just over 3 million Kenyans in the formal sector bear the heaviest burden of taxes from their incomes. Brenda Wanga, Citizen TV.
It's big, it's better, it's the November price crush only on Citizen Duka. Usipate stress ya shopping this November. Citizen Duka itakupanga. Fanya shopping yako hii November kupitia Citizen Duka ndio uweze experience our November price crush on different items of your choice. Every shilling saved counts only on Citizen Duka, your home of discounts.
Citizen Duka, the home of discounts. Kote nchini mbele tuendelee, mbele Kenya twende mbele,
Kenya twende mbele. NCBA, go for it.
Bishop Dr. Mark Karaoke and all our apostolic bishops for a grand celebration like no other. From 2nd to 5th December at the ASK Grounds, Nairobi, experience 4 days of power-packed ministry with Bishop Tudor Bismarck, Bishop Joe Imakando, Dr. David Ireland, as we thank God for 55 glorious years. All are welcome.
Hello everyone, I am Joy Bugwa, a proud beneficiary of Cooperative Bank Foundation and a program officer under Sustainable Development Programs at Impact Hub Nairobi. In my role, I lead workshops and initiatives that promote digital innovations and sustainable practices. A program that I am mainly proud of that I have done at Impact Hub Nairobi is the Inclusive Climate Entrepreneurship Program. This is a program that helps women-led organizations that focus on innovations under climate change and help tackle issues under climate change in their different communities. As a recipient of the foundation's work, I always feel that I'm indebted to give back to my community and also hold someone else's hand to make sure that I'm not only the person getting the assistance, but I am also able to assist other people. Let's harness the power of technology to drive positive change.
Teke na Wigo Boda. Chanua Jam, fika on time at the lowest charges in town. Wear helmet and ride in style. Ni safi, ni safe, na ni easy kwa mfuko yako. Wigo, your trusted ride. Download the app now. Ama SMS Wigo to 20425. You'll fike right on time. Wigo, your trusted ride.
Experience Swiss-based education in the heart of Nairobi. With practical hands-on skills, we prepare you for the dynamic world of culinary art and patisserie or international hospitality management. Travel the world and gain global work experience through our international placement network as you shape your career as the next global future leader in hospitality. Welcome to the Boma International Hospitality College. January intake ongoing.
Welcome to the Ngong Hills Open Weekend on the 6th and 7th of December 2025.
Come visit Ngong Hills prime commercial plots just off Kahara Road in Ngong Town. These plots are ideal for investors looking to develop apartments for sale or rent. We have a range of plot sizes with ready titles starting from 7 million shillings for an 1/8 acre with financing available from HFC. We have provided graded roads, drainage, sewer lines, power and water on site. Come find out more at the open weekend. Call us on 0769 757 767 or text Ngong to 21938. Ngong Hills. Buy, build and become a landlord.
Why do 7 out of 10 kids have cavities, sir? Because whatever this toothpaste has for cavity protection, isn't enough. Double Herbal contains clove. My mother says it contains eugenol, which is 100% effective in cavity protection. Where there's clove, there's no cavity.
Get your value pack today. Welcome to Boma Mabati Factory, the winners of 2025 roofing solutions. All our products come with warranty and are kept certified. Be part of our many satisfied customers by visiting us to enjoy great discounts. Boma Mabati Factory, Mabati Poa, near Boma.
Are you a Kenya government civil servant na uko na emergency? Usijibox kwa noma. Borrowing on MyMobi has never been easier. Simply register, apply, approve, and get your cash in minutes. Dial *531# and get up to 20,000 shillings to sort your emergency and pay from your next payslip. No paperwork, no drama. Ni wewe tu na simu yako. With MyMobi, now you're in control.
Dad, tap on Jumia app, order what you want, add to cart.
Punguza bei, weka simu ya 15,000.
Confirm. Plus, tunaweza rudisha within 7 days.
Kumbe ni rahisi hivyo.
Ai, ni Jumia bro.
Download Jumia app today.
Tunasema kitunguu ndio ikue sawa, inahitaji levels between 6.5 to 7 ledge of the pH.
My only hope ni Asha.
Welcome Naivas Kikwetu to your home this year. Tunasherekea customers wetu Kikwetu kila siku.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi's issuance of appointment letters to 2 UDA aspirants who lost in the party primaries to David Ndakwa, the party's candidate in Malava constituency, has been criticized by foreign relations experts. The Prime Cabinet Secretary's action faulted for politicizing the country's foreign policy engagement through improper vetting procedure for political awardees at the expense of experienced and qualified officials, mandated with providing required expertise and skills in foreign missions. Seth Olale explains.
Foreign Affairs CS Musalia Mudavadi made declarations on the campaign trail that were seemingly meant to appease 2 aspirants in the party's Malava parliamentary primaries. Mudavadi announced the appointments of Simon Kangwana as an education attaché in the Kenyan mission in Uganda and Rian Injendi Malulu as trade attaché in the Kenyan embassy in South Africa.
Huyu Kangwana ataenda kuwa education attaché Uganda kwa niaba ya serikali ya Kenya kwa ubalozi wa Kenya.
The unusual pronouncement coming against the backdrop of a recent audit of the country's foreign policy by officials at Foreign Affairs.
These are not positions you just give out to anyone. What is their technical expertise? What is their education background? What is their professional background? Will they be able to handle these dockets? Will they be able to represent Kenya's interests well in these diplomatic missions where they have been sent? So without consideration and without proper vetting, I believe after this appointment, Parliament now needs to step in to really vet and see if these individuals qualify.
Mudavadi's roadside appointments going against the norms that underpin diplomacy and foreign policy, attracting immediate criticism.
These aspirants, if they do not have the knowledge or the expertise in handling the jobs to which they have been appointed, it means Kenya is going to find itself with a lot of challenges going forward. What are the education levels of these aspirants? What is their technical expertise? Are they foreign service experts? Do they understand Kenya's foreign policy? There should be better consideration. Instead of issuing such appointments and such letters without due vetting and without understanding whether they'll be able to handle the jobs to which they have been appointed to.
President William Ruto's choice of appointment of a section of diplomats, including high commissioners, ambassadors, and consular representatives, has come under scathing criticism during parliamentary vetting of a lack of expertise or qualification. Foreign affairs experts have it that the vetting process exposes not just a weak and captured parliament, but a generation of politicians out of touch and out of depth with the concept of institutionalism. Seth Olale, Citizen TV.
ODM party leader and Siaya County Senator Oburu Oginga is in good health, his family has assured, moving to dispel growing concerns over his well-being. In a statement, his son Jaoko Oburu Odinga said the senator took a brief break in Dubai after what he described as an overwhelming period following the death of former Prime Minister Raila Odinga mid-last month. The family added that the senator had barely found time to mourn his brother, having been engaged in a series of demanding political activities, including the ODM party's 20th anniversary celebrations in Mombasa County.
It's been a beehive of activity for the family, and especially now our leader, who is the Honorable Dr. Oburu Oginga. And then we've had functions all over the place to condole with our people, the population, the wananchi, for Baba in Homa Bay, in Migori, and everywhere. And we also had ODM at 20. So we realized that the party leader had not even had a minute to mourn his own brother. Therefore, as a family, we really insisted that he needed a break, which we made sure that last week on Thursday, he took this break and went to Dubai. He didn't want to go very far. So he's there He'll be back tomorrow. Though, unfortunately, again, we've had another loss in the family. We have our aunt, our beloved aunt, who is the fifth born in my father's family. She was known as Beryl Aching Odinga. We lost her yesterday in the early afternoon.
Meshach Ojwang, the father of late Mwalimu Albert Ojwang, is tonight calling for the arrest and prosecution of Deputy Inspector General of Police Eliud Lagat, who he believes bears the sole responsibility for his son's tragic death while in police custody. In an affidavit filed before the High Court, Meshach accuses the Director of Public Prosecutions of orchestrating a well-choreographed cover-up to shield the DIG from investigation or prosecution, despite Lagat being adversely mentioned in connection with Albert's killing. As Kamau Mwangi now tells us in the following report, Meshach is also seeking a stay of the ongoing proceedings in his son's case until the DIG, Lagat, is arrested and formally charged.
After resuming office, having been cleared of any wrongdoing in the murder of Albert Ojwang at the Central Police Station in Nairobi, Deputy Inspector General of Police Eliud Lagat is once again on the spotlight for the killing of the 31-year-old teacher and blogger. His father, Meshach Ojwang, in an affidavit to the High Court, has pleaded for a stay of the ongoing criminal proceedings at the Kibra Law Courts against police officers suspected to have been involved in his son's murder, a case he believes will eventually lead to a miscarriage of justice. Meshach further claims that the DIG was behind the arrest of his son and should bear full responsibility for everything that happened until his death. He also accuses the Director of Public Prosecutions of deliberately pursuing a process that shields Lagat while placing blame solely on junior officers whom he believes were acting under instructions. The affidavit lists 19 respondents, among them President William Ruto through the Attorney General, the UDA party, Interdicted Central Police Station OCS Samson Talam, and the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, IPOA. It argues that justice for Albert will only be achieved if Lagat is charged and prosecuted as the lead suspect in the case. The case is set for mention on the 23rd of February 2026. Kamau Mwangi, Citizen TV.
Plenty more ahead, including the interview with Dr. Lutalala Mukhwana, the Commissioner of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. We'll be having him shortly from Magarini constituency in Kilifi County. Oliver Soul will give you the business update.
That's right, and a further rundown of the candidates on the ballot.
Yeah, that's the graphical representation and the breakdown of
right.
those who will be on the ballot tomorrow ahead of Election Day across all the 22 units that the IEBC will be embarking on in earnest from 6 a.m. across the country. After the break here on the broadcast. Standard Chartered Bank profits dropped to 41% on account of 2.7 billion court-ordered pension payout.
The Kenya Medical Training College is pleased to announce its 94th graduation ceremony to be held on Thursday, December 4th, 2025 at Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani from 8 a.m. Ensure you have paid the graduation fee through the Jiunge platform and pick the graduation gown from the college headquarters by 28th November at 5 p.m. The graduation book is available on the KMTC website. Visit www.kmtc.ac.ke for more information on graduation, training programs, intake and application procedures. KMTC, training for better health.
How I feel doesn't matter.
Believe me, I've never met a woman as amazing as you in my lifetime. Honestly.
Please don't kiss me like that again.
Why not?
Ndo sasa fomu ya kushinda milioni na shangwe 25. Ukitumia Safaricom unapata nafasi ya kuwa mshindi popote ulipo.
Wase, mko ready to flip that rent script? With Kenya Mortgage Refinance Company KMRC, your rent can now build your own keja. Get a home loan with a fixed single-digit rate chini ya 10% and repay pole pole for up to 25 years. No more landlord stress, just peace of mind kwa nyumba yako. KMRC home loans are available at leading banks and SACCOs countrywide. Jijenge na KMRC, rent yako, keja yako. Make your rent work for you.
Dad, tap on Jumia app, order what you want, add to cart.
Punguza bei, weka simu ya 15,000.
Confirm. Plus, tunaweza rudisha within 7 days.
Kumbe ni rahisi hivyo.
Ai, ni Jumia bro.
Wow. Download Jumia app today.
Life is living with confidence, knowing that your money is working just as hard as you do. Life is also about living with courage to chase the dreams you've always longed for. There's living and there's living free.
Live free as your money works for you with Jubilee FIDA Elite Insurance Plan. Invest smartly and earn competitive returns with a life cover of up to 1 million Kenya shillings. Start today with as low as 5,000 Kenya shillings and enjoy peace of mind. SMS FIDA to 24464. Jubilee Life Insurance. Live free.
Life's too short to just be living.
Welcome to the Mangu Gardens Open Weekend on the 29th and the 30th of November 2025.
Mangu Gardens boasts premium serviced eighth and quarter-acre plots located off exit 16 of the Thika Superhighway. You will enjoy graded roads, a perimeter wall with a gatehouse, power and water on site. You get to select your preferred house typology from available options. Plot prices start from 4.5 million shillings. Titles are ready and financing is available from HFC. Text Mangu to 21938 or call us on 0793 888 833.
Come, find out more at the Open Weekend.
Ademola Lukman is a professional footballer who plays as a second striker for Serie A club Atalanta. Born in England, he plays for the Nigeria national team.
The family meets for AFCON 2025. To book your seat, dial *423# to get or stay connected to DSTV Access or GoTV Value live on Supersport.
Hii siyo credit card tu, ni boost ya biashara yako. Get interest-free working capital, ongeza stock, lipa suppliers bila stress na Absa Business Credit Card. SMS card to 22268 ku apply. Absa, your story matters.
Kuwa Mkenya ni kujitambua.
Toka mwanzo hadi leo tumekuwa pamoja. Kila kona, kila sauti, tunawasha ndoto popote ulipo. Popote ulipo. Popote ulipo. Tuko pamoja. Toka pwani hadi nyanda juu, kila moyo unasema tu asante kwa miaka 25. Safaricom, popote ulipo.
Na kesho kama leo tutakuwa pamoja popote ulipo. Safaricom.
Welcome to Boma Mabati Factory, the winners of 2025 roofing solutions. All our products come with warranty and are kept certified. Be part of our many satisfied customers by visiting us to enjoy great discounts. Boma Mabati Factory, Mabati Poa, near Boma.
Tunasema kitunguu ndio ikuwe sawa, inahitaji levels between 6.5 to 7 ledge of the pH.
I only hope Niasha.
Welcome Naivas Kikwetu to your home this year. Tunasherekea customers wetu Kikwetu kila siku.
Business News brought to you by Emirates.
The best holiday ever's finally over. When you fly Emirates, your holiday isn't over until your flight is over.
Standard Chartered Bank Kenya has taken a major hit on its third quarter earnings after beginning payouts to former employees in a long-running pension dispute. The lender's profit after tax dropped to 9.7 billion shillings as it moved to comply with a Supreme Court ruling that ordered it to refund pension surplus withdrawn in the year 2000 and compensate the affected staff. With more is Jasmine Wambui.
Standard Chartered recorded a net profit of 9.7 billion, down from 15.8 billion over a similar period last year. This after absorbing a 2.7 billion shilling pension cost tied to a Supreme Court ruling in September and subsequent orders from the Retirement Benefits Appeal Tribunal. The bank was required to refund pension surplus withdrawn from its staff scheme in the year 2000 and compensate 629 former employees. It has now injected 4.7 billion cumulatively into the scheme, while trustees have already paid 1.9 billion shillings to the 499 appellants, with verification for the remaining beneficiaries still underway. The one-off charge compounded a challenging quarter. Operating income dropped 17%, reflecting a 10% slide in net interest income and a 29% fall in non-interest income. Operating expenses rose 19%, almost entirely because of the pension adjustment. Loan impairments, however, improved by 11%. Despite the hit to profits, the balance sheet remained resilient. Assets under management surged 23% to 290 billion. Asset quality improved, with the NPL ratio dropping to 5.9%, while liquidity remained strong at 66.9%, and the capital ratio now stands at 20.6%. Jasmine Wambui, Citizen TV.
In Nyandarua County, dairy farmers are turning to new climate-smart technology to address the perennial challenge of fodder shortages and losses caused by traditional silage methods. The innovation, now gaining momentum across the region, promises faster processing, higher quality feed, and drastically reduced wastage. Our reporter Dennis Otieno tells us more on this week's Smart Farm.
For decades, dairy farmers in Nyandarua have relied on the traditional pit silo approach, which is labor-intensive, costly, and unpredictable. Many often lose entire pits of silage when oxygen infiltrates, causing spoilage. But today, farmers here say a new technology is rewriting that story. For Monica, the difference is life-changing.
Hii machine nimefurahi sana kuiona kwa sababu sasa inaenda na technology. Zamani tulikuwa tunashiba mashimo, tunakanyaga hiyo nini, alafu tukikataa kukanya na makatasi iko na bei ghali sana. Sasa hii haitumii pesa nyingi.
Her neighbor Elizabeth Wanjiru echoes the same relief.
Hii mashine nimeona kazi yake ni rahisi, si kama ile tunatumiaga huko kwetu manyumbani. Mimi vile nimesoma ni hali ya kufanya kazi kwa haraka. Na nikaona packing ni mzuri.
Alafu mambo ya storage, unajenga kanyumba kadogo tu, unaweka magunia. Sasa instead ya kuishiba hiyo shimo kwa sababu tunatumia kwa shamba, unaweza tumia na mambo ingine.
And behind this newfound confidence is a new technology introduced to help farmers cut costs, improve feed quality, and guarantee long-term preservation.
What it does, it's able to process different kinds of fodder variety depending on what the farmer has. So it ensures that whatever you have, as long as it can be fed to a cow or to a sheep or to a goat or even to camels and even to pigs, it can be processed through this technology because of the chopping the chopping component. So it's able to chop very finely at between 2 to 8 centimeters and also grind so that it can remove all the juices. And
Teresia Wanja, a silage expert, says the machine does what traditional pits cannot: precision chopping, nutrient mixing, and vacuum sealing.
And the other important aspect is the TMR, the total mixing ratio aspect. So the mixing part ensures that you're able to mix the fodder with various nutritious aspects where you achieve the energy levels that you want and the protein levels that you want. And that through that feed formulation, the fodder is very nutritious. And then of course the vacuum and siling. So the vacuum and siling ensures that you remove all the oxygen. And of course, the other advantage is the fact that once you vacuumed it, within 14 days, it is ready for use. You don't have to wait for a very long period compared to the traditional methods.
Unlike pit silos, where spoilage is almost inevitable, the oxygen-free environment guarantees consistent, nutritious feed for months, even years. With traditional methods, farmers spend heavily on labor and digging. The risk of rot remains high. But with the new technology, the cost of making feed drops dramatically to less than 3 shillings per kilogram, and the results are predictable. Nyandarua, one of Kenya's top milk-producing counties, continues to suffer from climate-induced fodder shortages. This innovation, they say, is part of a broader push for climate-smart agriculture, ensuring farmers preserve fodder, reduce losses, and boost milk production year-round. Dennis Otieno, Smart Farm.
Business News brought to you by Emirates.
The best holiday ever's finally over. When you fly Emirates, your holiday isn't over until your flight is over.
Boresha mazao ya shamba lako na mbolea ya mavuno. Mchanganyiko wetu speshali wenye virutubishi 12 muhimu unaongeza rutuba ya mchanga, hurekebisha asidi na kusawazisha pH kwa mazao yenye afya. Tofauti na mbolea nyingine zinazochoma udongo wako, mavuno inafanya kazi na mchanga wako kudumu kwa muda mrefu na kwenye hali zote za hewa. Ili kupata mavuno mengi, chagua Mavuno. Imethibitishwa kuongeza mavuno kwa zaidi ya 30% wakati wa mvua fupi.
Royal Mabati Factory Limited has early Christmas discounts. Corrugated and box profile at $396 per meter, brick tile at $456, and Roman tile at $500. Relax at home and enjoy free delivery countrywide. Call us on 0722 638383 or order now at www.royalmabati.com.
Listen, I know how you feel. I felt it earlier.
How I feel doesn't matter.
My angel. Hey, Titi. Titi mwa.
Dial *147# anytime to check your status or make another payment.
Hii siyo credit card tu, ni boost ya biashara yako. Get interest-free working capital, ongeza stock, lipa suppliers bila stress na Absa Business Credit Card. SMS card to 22268 ku apply. Absa, your story matters.
Hello, ladies.
Wagwan.
So where do you want to go?
We want food. Shopping.
We want a Kenyan line.
Okay, let's go. Lipa napo. In Kenya, we buochi la biashara.
Welcome.
Thank you, Mom. Okay, let's go, guys.
So you also take M-Pesa?
Of course, Kenya is M-Pesa nation.
Pay, borrow, invest safely and securely. Over 50 million Kenyans. One network. Safaricom M-Pesa. Popote ulipo.
Ndoa ni kuvumiliana. Mara sort mzee, mara sort familia. We, life ni pressure. Lakini na one tap, babe sorted me out. Say, stress Delisha. Baby girl lifestyle ecolog.
Download Jumia app today.
This Christmas, let Comrades Medicare bring care and comfort right to your doorstep. We offer 24/7 ambulance services, ensuring help is always just a call away. Need medical tools? We've got you covered with medical equipment for sale or hire. Reliable, affordable, and ready when you need them. Enjoy peace of mind with our home-based care services so you can celebrate the holidays together without the worry.
Life is about building benchmarks to remember. Our steel isn't just about strength. It's about resilience. We're building a legacy. Our mark isn't just in the buildings we build. It's in the lives we impact, the communities we strengthen, and together we'll leave our mark on this world. MRM, shaping every Kenyan dream since 1962.
Venus unveils confidence that captivates with 5 times more hydration. Venus, inspired by nature, perfected by science.
This festive season, gather your loved ones where time slows down, in the heart of the Masai Mara, because the best gifts aren't wrapped, they are found in laughter, golden sunsets, and the quiet joy of being together. From just 72,600 Kenya shillings per person sharing, enjoy 2 unforgettable nights in the world-famous Mara, where adventure meets peace and every moment becomes a memory. Make this December one you'll never forget with View Travel, creating moments that matter and memories that last.
There you are! I was looking for you, you traitor!
Listen, I said it's enough already! Are you alright? I'm so sorry, I'll talk to you in a minute.
She's been going nuts ever since Arturo dumped her.
No, the poor girl has gone through a lot. I get that, but then nothing can justify what she did.
You and I just need to admit that what happened to us won't ever happen again.
The call's for you, ma'am.
Who is it?
Who? It's Mr. Saul Jimenez.
All you want can see is on DSTV. Buy a DSTV decoder for only 850 Kenya shillings. Dial *423# or use the My DSTV app to get the offer.
Welcome back to JKLive. As promised, we take a look at the candidates in all the constituencies that have by-elections tomorrow. We've already looked at Mary North. We've looked at Baringo County that has a Senate by-election. Let's now take a look at Kasipul, where the number of registered voters is 67,513. And the candidates are Ongondo Boyd Were of the Orange Democratic Movement. We have Aroko Philip Nation, who is an independent. We have Jesse Samson Owen Okello of the Democratic National Alliance, Isaac Kiche Abok of the Kenya Moja Movement, Robert Ouko Ouma of the Labour Party of Kenya, and the list goes on because we also have as candidates in the Kasipul by-election Collins Okeo Omondi for the Movement for Democracy and Growth. We have Ishmael Omondi Oyo, National Liberation Party, Kotiende Sam Rateng Okoth of the United Progressive Alliance, Aoko Gismen Linda Ouma, who is an independent, and the final independent in that race is Bior Robert Mani. And now from Kasipul, we have the Malava constituency by-election, and there the number of registered voters is 94,417. Those on the ballot are David Athman Ndakwa of the United Democratic Alliance, Seth Ambusini Panyako of the Democratic Action Party Kenya, Edgar Busiega Mwanga of the Democracy for the Citizens Party, Wilberforce Indai Tuve of the Kenya Moja Movement, James Shinachi Angatia of the Alliance for Change Party, and they are not the only ones on the ballot in Malava constituency. We also have Joab Burudi Manyasi of the Democratic National Alliance, Shivakale Bruce Jason of the N Trust Pioneer Party, Benjamin Nalwa of the National Ordinary People Empowerment Union, and George Ngaira Oyugi of the party that went too fast for me, I beg your pardon. All right, let's take a look at Ugunja before we get into Magarini. We have Moses Okoth Omondi of the Orange Democratic Movement, Frederick Odhiambo Ochiel of the United Democratic Movement, Eric Ochieng Ofiro of the Jubilee Party, Johannes Orodi Dovens Odhiambo of the Wiper Patriotic Front, Vincent Vaya Olengo of the Kenya Moja Movement. And we also have there Crispin Odwor Omondi of the Kenya African National Union, otherwise known as KANU. We have Lillian Akinyi Akech of the Alliance for Change Party, Maurice Juma Okumu of the Federal Party of Kenya, Oliver Ochieng Ochuka of the National Liberal Party, and Benson Obol Otieno of the United Green Movement. Let's now cross over to the coast, and there we have Magarini constituency, where the number of registered voters is 80,128. We have Harrison Garamba Kombe, ODM, on the ballot, Samuel Kombe Nzai of the Wiper Patriotic Front, Stanley Karisa Kenga of the Democracy for the Citizens Party, Sarah Wahito Gakahu of the Kenya Moja Movement, Furaha Chengo Ngumbao of the Democratic National Alliance. And we also have there Jacob Themo Kwicha of the Federal Party of Kenya, John Sulubu Masha, Kenya Social Congress, Hamadi Chadi Karisa of the Roots Party of Kenya, Emmanuel Kitsao Kalama of the We Alliance Party, and finally we have Amos Katana Kalama, who is an independent. And since we are on Magarini, Ayub Abdikadir, you have a commissioner who's going to shed some light on how ready he feels they are.
Yes, Dr. Alutalala Mohwana joins us from Magarini in Kilifi County ahead of polling day tomorrow to lay an emphasis on what's happening. Daktari, evening to you, and many thanks for finding time.
Good evening to you, Ayub. Thank you for having me.
We have seen heavy deployment of security officials across the constituencies, the Senate and the ward by-elections. Does this suggest or point to fears of violence on polling day tomorrow?
Well, it doesn't point to fears about polling day tomorrow, Ayub. What it does is to indicate that we are taking the requisite steps to ensure that we attain the requirements of Article 81 of the Constitution, which gives us the mandate to conduct all elections under certain general principles. And key of these general principles is that there will be free, fair elections without undue pressure to the voters, intimidation, harassment, corruption, or any other form that may negative the freedom to participate in political decisions pursuant to Article 38. So we are mobilizing those security teams with a clear mandate to make sure that we attain what it is that the Constitution, the Elections Act, the IBC Act, and all the regulations therein mandate us to do so. It is not about fear, my brother.
Yeah, and given what we witnessed in Mbeere North in Embu County, the roadblocks that were mounted, what is the IBC's position? Was this done in consultation with you, and why then, for instance, Mbeere North and not in Malava, the roadblocks?
Look, we are an independent commission, but we are interdependent to the extent that there are services which you rely on other government agencies, and the National Police Service is such agency. They have the benefit of understanding intelligence regarding security matters.
Yes, please, proceed. Yeah, I think there is a communication breakdown. Yes, Daktari, can you hear me?
Yes, but I can hear Manuel Toh describing what is happening in Embu and the roadblocks. So he's speaking over me.
Yeah, apologies for that. Now you can proceed, please. We have sorted that out.
Thank you. So I was responding to your question as to whether the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission has sanctioned or is aware of why the roadblocks in Embu. Look, we are an independent commission to the extent that we execute our mandate without any direction or interference from anybody. But we are also interdependent in the sense that we rely on other state agencies to be able to effectively undertake our mandate. So in this regard, when it comes to the police and the safety, they have the benefit of having access to intelligence information. So if the roadblocks are informed by the intelligence information, really we cannot come in their way, as long as the role is to ensure that we have free, fair, and peaceful election devoid of intimidation. That must be the overriding objective of such actions by the police.
Let's come to the allegations raised by the oppositions, and they have decried compromised commissioners in letters addressed to the commission, and to be specific, the former deputy president. How independent are your officials ahead of tomorrow's by-elections?
You know, in my other life, I was a media analyst, and I would have plenty to say if that is the life I was in. Regrettably, I'm now a commissioner, and I have limitations as to how much I should engage in some of these debates. Be it as it may, I think IBC has clear guidelines on how to handle complaints regarding their conduct or complaints regarding candidates or any other participant in the political process where the rules are flouted. We have no complaint against any one of us with evidence to show that we are not independent. And therefore, because most of these complaints are coming from our political leadership, we cannot engage in a duel against our political leadership. Clearly, that is not an even fight, and there is no need for a fight. All I can say is that we remain independent, we are doing our job, and let the citizens judge us from what we deliver. For as long as we deliver free, credible elections, I think some of these complaints you hear will go down. But in the context of the election law, we have no official complaints about anything except what we received from Kasipul, and which we dealt with. So there are a myriad of complaints out in the social media space, in the mainstream media space, but no actual complaint that has arrived us processed with evidence. Where it has arrived at us and there is no process evidence, the chairperson has responded and dealt accordingly. I thank you.
And the former Attorney General, who also happens to belong to the opposition corner, Justin Muturi, said he was concerned with the presence of plain-clothed police officials in polling stations ahead of elections tomorrow. Is that a concern as well for the Commission?
I do not know the evidentiary value to that kind of allegation. Again, the trouble with us as IBC, we cannot go out there and appear to respond to things that are not verifiable, things that actually it will be difficult to authenticate and attach probative value to some of those allegations. Look, we know that there are sections of the security which by law they are never uniformed. That much we know. So to say these ones were here, they were not uniformed, we have no way of knowing who was there and was not uniformed. In any case, the process of voting hasn't started, it's starting tomorrow. So if any member of the public, including our political leadership, for whom we must once again emphasize that we have no role completely in engaging in any duel, it is not right, this is our political leadership, that kind of evidence must be brought to us because we stand for fairness. Whether you're on the government side or you're on the opposition side, the Constitution says we must be fair.
Yeah, talking about fairness, the Interior CS Kipchumba Murkomen in Kasipul today said that no members of the public will not be allowed in polling stations. In your view as an advocate as well, how appropriate is it given the transparency issues we have around our elections?
The general election regulations promulgated in 2012 as amended in 2017 guide how access to the polling centers may be regulated. Regulation 62 specifically gives mandate to the polling station officer on who may be admitted into a polling station. Now, those who are clearly identified by the law as to who may be admitted is, number one, the candidate, the agents who are accredited, observers, election officials, and police officers on duty. I underline, police officers on duty. Regulation 63 goes ahead now to decide how the voting process will be conducted. And again, the polling station officer has the mandate and power under that Regulation 63 to allow specific people to come into the center. A voter gets admittance on the basis that he's coming in or she's coming in to vote. Once that voter votes, that admittance ceases. And it's for a good reason, Ayub. If you allow voters to vote and mill around the polling center, what will happen is that eventually we'll have a crowd building up. And this crowd will be not only composing of one political inclination, you'll have crowds of another political inclination. Before you realize, the presiding officer, with only 2 police officers there, will be faced with the problem of crowd control. There is a reason why, for instance, campaigns stop 48 hours before the election. And it's because we do not want crowds around polling centers. There is also a reason, Ayub, why this regulation bars anybody who is wearing a badge supporting any political party, or anyone who comes in and it is clear there is an indication that he espouses this support and ideals of a particular political party. The officer in charge of the station has a right to make sure that person leaves. So apart from agents and political observers and the others I've mentioned, there is no other officer who is allowed. Of course, observers include the medias also who are media members who are accredited. So the pronouncement by the CS, without appearing to be backing what he said, I'm leaning on what the law says about admittance into the polling center, and the operative law is Election Regulations of 2012 as amended in 2017, Regulations 62 and 63, as read together with Article 81 of the Constitution, which makes it mandatory for us to ensure that anybody who comes to the polling center walks in freely, votes in secret, and leaves without intimidation. When you have a crowd, this crowd is of the opposing candidate, how will that not be an intimidation to the other crowd or to the other voter? So I would like that issue to be seen in the context of the regulations as I've espoused. I thank you, Ayub.
And given what has happened in Baringo County and in Baringo South, the polling stations that are underwater, how will this present logistical challenges to you for the people of Baringo South also to take part in the election tomorrow?
Thanks for that empathy in your question, Ayub. That has already been sorted. This morning, the Commission was able to gazette fresh centers, and that is already, I think, it has been gazetted tonight. So there are new centers. All the citizens and the voters who are registered in those particular affected centers will have an opportunity to proceed and cast their ballot without any interference. The specifics will definitely be communicated to them. I am aware that Commissioner Andere is in charge of Baringo, and that decision has already been made, and there should be no worry at all for the residents of Baringo in those affected areas.
Yeah. And Commissioner, one thing that has been very evident, and the common denominator has been with the build-up to the campaigns in this country, we are just talking about mini polls, is the violence that we had witnessed. And in your view, being a new commission, does this present you with challenges ahead of tomorrow, and has it been? And in your case, how have you overcome that hurdle, and what's the approach of the commission?
Believe you, some of the things we see out there, where we are not seeing. I'll be frank with you. I'm in Magarini. I have been here, and I'll be here by the time we finish the elections tomorrow and have the winner on 28th in the morning, God willing. I'll have spent a solid 10 days here. In Magarini, it is peaceful. The people of Magarini want nothing but to walk into the polling booth, cast their ballot, and go back to their daily chores. This talk about violence, impending theft of ballot boxes or whatever it is, we hear it in the media, we hear it in the social media space. But the ordinary person in Magarini, from where I've been, and as I've said, I'll be here for 10 days by the time I leave, are peaceful. We have not encountered a single incident of insecurity. By the way, I am covering not only Magarini, I'm also covering Chewani Ward in Hola in Tana River constituency. And again, I was there and I spoke to the entire security team, just like I've spoken to the entire security team here. And I am clear in my mind and confident that the people of Magarini and the people of Chewani will vote without any incidents. However, should there be any, we have taken adequate steps. We have enough security deployed. Today I had a meeting with the regional commander of the police in the Coast region, and we agreed that there will be enough layers, because when you hear some people talk about violence, about goons, you can't also ignore. So we have taken precautions. This applies to Magarini, and I'm sure I can speak for all the rest, because the chairman has already indicated that the same layer of security and precaution is everywhere. So I thank you, Ayub, for that question. But the truth is that the people in the areas of by-elections are not interested in violence. They are interested in voting and carrying on their lives.
Yeah.
Ayub, most Kenyans live humble lives. They don't want disruption.
Yeah. And Daktari, yes, you're right. The people are not interested in violence, but the political class is. And in an address to the people of Kenya in 2019, Wafula Chebukati also pointed this out, how the political violence has more or less had effect on electoral preparedness, the election itself, and also the post-election. Two instances in Narok County where we had seen violence breaking out, and also in Kabuchai for the ward by-election campaigns where gunfire was heard. Ideally, then, we are talking about mini polls, but generally this is certainly the environment, is it, heading into 2027? Then how will you immune yourself, this being the test for you?
Thank you, Ayub. Yes, it worries me, because the political leadership has a following. Those who believe in them believe in what they say. Never mind that the veracity of what they say may not be apt. And yet, when they make some of these remarks, they impact on the perception of their followers. So that must worry me, that must worry the Commission. We have pleaded, Ayub, that we are open as a Commission, and where we go wrong, if it is pointed out fairly and honestly, we are ready to make amends and chart a new way forward. But we are not ready, Ayub, to take too many body blows for things that are not necessarily correct. And so going into 2027, we plead with the political leadership that the success of IEBC cannot be in isolation. I hear too many complaints about IBC must do this, IBC must move this direction. But we forget that IEBC is not a one-stop solution for the issues that affect the electoral space. For example, IEBC does not have a police station of their own. We have to rely on the police officers by the NPS to make sure that there's peace and tranquility when we have elections. So if we do our part, we will succeed if the police also do their part. We will succeed if the politicians also speak peace, speak truth, and speak cohesion, because Kenya is one. We are not going anywhere else. We will succeed if the National Cohesion Commission does its bit. But most importantly, we will succeed if the citizens do their bit. Get out and vote, and not merely complain that your vote will be stolen. So in totality, Ayub, to answer your question, it worries us that if some of this talk is not stopped, it may have a negative bearing on the perceptions of the citizens, and that may not augur well as we proceed into 2027. I plead with our political leadership that we must appreciate that IEBC cannot succeed on its own. Independent, yes, but interdependent we must, and that is where the rubber meets the road.
Daktari, many thanks for your time here on the broadcast.
I thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. When we get back here on our special coverage of JKLive, we'll be back with the sports news, and Olive will tell you much more on what's been happening across the sporting nation. Stay tuned.
Dad, tap on Jumia app, order what you want, add to cart.
Punguza bei. Weka simu ya 15,000.
Confirm. Plus, tunaweza rudisha within 7 days.
Kumbe ni rahisi hivyo.
Ai, ni Jumia bro.
Wow. Download Jumia app today.
My skin is my identity, my strength, It's unique and deserves care made specially for me. Nivea Radiant and Beauty Even Glow. Enriched with 95% pure vitamin C and pearl extract for visibly radiant and even-toned skin in just 2 weeks. Nivea Radiant and Beauty Even Glow. Skin is for celebrating my shade of beautiful. Nivea is for skin.
Baadaye auntie.
Mkuu, umetufikisha home po.